Hello and welcome to a My Stamp Lady video. I'm going to show you how I made this card, and it has a couple of unique features about it, as with the embossing inside of that oval. And also, it is made with Sale-A-Bration products, and there is only 2 weeks left of Sale-A-Bration. It ends March 31st of 2012, and these products, the background paper here and the stamp set that I used, will be done after that is all done. So if you like these products, be sure to contact me on how to order them. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. I started with a 8.5 by 5.5 piece of Pool Party cardstock that I folded in half for the card base. And then I took a piece of the Calypso Coral, and this is 4 inches by 5.25 inches, and a piece of the Everyday Enchantment Designer Series paper. And I think this was 2.5 by 4 inches, if I'm remembering right. Okay, let's just put some adhesive on the back of that and place that right on the top part of that. Then I'm going to pull in my Big Shot. And on the Big Shot, I am going to use it to emboss. And I emboss the entire piece, so I'm slipping that into my Vintage Wallpaper embossing folder. That down. When you use an embossing folder, you can either open it all the way up or put it down on tab 1. I like to open mine all the way up, but it does work on both. And then you just roll that through. And when it's all done, it looks like that. Look at that amazing embossing and the texture. And harder to see on the video camera, but there's texture throughout the designer paper also. So then my next step was I took a piece of Pool Party ribbon, the ruffled ribbon, the Pool Party ruffled ribbon, excuse me, and just going to put a mini glue dot on the ends of the two of the ribbon. There we go. I'm just going to lay it down across the top here and fold it over, and then wrap it down like that on my background. Okay, so now I have that part and I can set that aside. So I'm going to get started on the next part of the card, the focal image. For the vanilla portion of it, the little oval piece, the first thing I did was cut it out with the ovals die, and so I'm using the largest oval here, placing my very vanilla cardstock over it, one acrylic pad, and an additional acrylic cutting pad. And then we'll just roll that through. Now, so I have an oval like this, and I'm going to set that aside. Now while I have the Big Shot here, and I'm going to put down my beautiful butterflies die, and then I'm going to use this full-size butterfly right there. So just like last time, the 2 acrylic pads, my 2 acrylic cutting pads, and cut that out. And set that aside. Okay, the next part was the little Pool Party background piece, and for this it's a framelit, and for the framelit I need my multi-purpose platform, and so I'm going to put my platform, both of the tabs are down, put down an acrylic plate, put that down, and I'm going to pull in my labels labels framelits, and I'm going to grab the third one from the center and just place this down on my cardstock. And then place an additional acrylic pad on the top and roll that through. And there I have my little mat. Place this back. Now I will need to use the Big Shot for one more item, but I need to do some work in between, so I'm going to set it aside for the moment. With the Pool Party ink, I'm going to take a sponge dauber and just hit the edges and go around so that I can add a little bit of dimension to the cardstock. There we go. I am going to do the same thing around the butterfly, and this time using Calypso Coral on the Calypso Coral cardstock. Just adding a little bit of dimension around the edge. Okay, I'm going to pull in my fresh vintage image and in the Calypso Coral, and let's just stamp that down and up on the butterfly. I'm going to clean off my stamp really quick. Okay, and now with the pool party, I am going to stamp the center of my oval. There we go. Okay, now I did stamp it first before I put the texture on there, because otherwise the image would not stamp as well. So I'm going to pull the Big Shot back in, and with the Texture Impressions folders, I'm going to open it back up, put down a acrylic cutting pad, and I'm going to center the oval with the embossing impression in the center. And this little designer texture folder is also available with Sale-A-Bration. So this is when you do your $50 worth of product purchase, you can also get the set of these folders. Okay, let's roll it through, and then you'll see, isn't that cool? Look at that texture, I hope you can see it, right in the center of my oval. You want to do the cutting first and the texturing second, because if you try to cut it after you've textured, it'll flatten out that texture. Okay. I also did use the petal cone die to do my little flag there, or banner. You can just do your own banner, cut just a length of cardstock and then flag the ends, but since this one worked and I have the die, I did decide to use it. And so I'll pull out my little banner. There we go. Okay, let's put this card together. We're getting really close to being done. Put down my adhesive across the back, mount that there in the center. Okay. On here, I want to set a length of the pearls, and I tend to take my pearls and put my hobby blade underneath. That way I grab the adhesive when I grab the pearls. And let's set that in the center, just like that. Let's put this down on my background here. Look at how cool that is. That largest oval on that oval die just works so perfect with this layer of with that framelit. Do some dimensionals. Yeah. I like to use dimensionals when I go over ribbon, just so it does not look like the ribbon is bumping up in between. The dimensionals help to have it go flat, to sit evenly over the ribbon. I'm going to take just a little piece of dimensional here in the center, because I want my wings to still kind of lift up. And set that. Oh, look at that. That is so pretty. I just love this set. Next, I'm going to take the soft suede, and from Loving Thoughts, the thoughts of you. Okay, and stamp that in the center of my banner. Go. And then for the last step, okay, I'm going to pull in my Simply Scored, and with my scoring tool, I just line, see how that is right there? I'm just putting a score mark right after the word, and then I'm going to put one right before my word. Pick that up. And then just, I like to fold that back in half, and then just fold it back that way. And this will give you that I don't know what it's called, but the look of it being more dimensional and out. Then I just fold it back, and look at that. Okay, so now I want to take, probably have to cut these. I'm going to take a couple of dimensionals and put those right there. There we go. And let's take a couple of mini glue dots. Here we go. Like that. On the ends there. And the last step is just to put this on my card. Yeah. There we go. So if you have any questions about what I did here, be sure to contact me at chris@mystamplady.com. And most of these products, well, they're all available in my online store, but the paper and the stamp I used are only available to the end of March. So if you have any questions or want to know how to earn those, please contact me, chris@mystamplady.com, and thanks for watching.